how to manifest anything that you want in this world just by persisting, right? How to manifest anything that you want in this world just by persisting. Okay? And when I say persisting, I mean persisting in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, right? Now, that feeling, it doesn't mean that you have to walk around being joyful 24/7, or forcing to feel, that you already have what it is that you desire, right? But that feeling is the feeling of satisfaction and peace and calmness, right? That feeling that it is already done, right? It's like a deep belief, it's like a knowing, right? And the only way to reach that point is if you keep on persisting in whatever tool it is that you're using, to manifest, whether it be scripting, affirmations, or imaginal acts, right? You can have anything that you want in this world just by persisting. Persisting is the main key, right? Because when you first start out doing something, when you first start out affirming and setting the intention for something, right? Let's say, you're this type of person, you came up believing that money is the root of all evil, right? But for some reason, you just found out about the law, knowing that you can have everything and anything that you desire, right? And let's just say you came up believing that money is the root of all evil, but since you found out about the law, you decide to set the intention for, let's say, $1 million, right? And just even thinking about $1 million alone coming from that old belief, right? It's going to be a bit scary. You're going to have doubts. So you're not going to believe it the first time. Let's say you start using affirmations or you start scripting about it. You might feel a bit uncomfortable because you're not accustomed to that. But the more you keep on doing it, say like multiple times a day, every single day, or it doesn't even have to be multiple times a day, but if you're consistent with it every single day, you might be even doing it like every other day, but as long as you're consistent and do not stop until it hardens into fat, that is the main key. Keep on going until it hardens into fat. Do not stop. Even if you take breaks, even if you waver a bit, there's nothing wrong with that. But the main key is not to stop. Persistence, right? Persistence, and that's how you can manifest anything that you want, right? Even persisting in your self-concept as well. Let's say you're the type of person, who tend to worry a lot or who tend to have a lot of doubt, and fear, right? If you can tell yourself a different story about yourself and persist in it as well, see, the persistence comes into play again, right? As long as you can persist in that new story about yourself, then you will change your paradigm, and your paradigm is basically linked to the subconscious mind, which works off of repetition. This is to deal with it's like a habit, right? Your the paradigm, right? That's like a habit, a pattern, right? That you're accustomed to, and that pattern comes through repetition, right? And that is how your subconscious mind works, through repetition. The more you do something consistently over and over again, it impresses on your subconscious mind, right? Now, some people might say you do not have to persist in something in order to manifest it. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to manifest, let's say, a particular shirt, a particular type of shirt that you may want. It's not something that you really really need or you desire that much, but you just set the intention at random, just for this particular shirt, right? Now, let's say you script about it. I'm so grateful and thankful now that they have this green T-shirt. I'm so grateful and thankful now that they have this green T-shirt. I am so grateful and thankful now that they have this green T-shirt. I am so grateful and thankful now that they have this green T-shirt. Or even if you affirm it and speak it, or even if you envision it, right? And you do it until you feel satisfied, and then you drop it, and you never return to it again. You never script about it again or nothing. Furthermore, you don't even think about it because it's not a necessity, right? You don't really need it. It's not something that you're holding on to, right? It's just something at random that you just decide to manifest, right? Because you don't have those type of feelings surrounding that, like you have to have it, like gripping onto it, like there's no like so-called negative feelings surrounding that, right? It will manifest, right? And you may say, well, I didn't persist in the act. I didn't persist in scripting every single day, or envisioning every single day, or affirming every single day, right? But you still did persist in the feeling, right? Because but you're not having those negative, so-called negative beliefs surrounding that manifestation of that t-shirt, right? You were actually walking like the man and the woman that already has the t-shirt, right? Because you just dropped it. It's like you had total belief, even if you aren't aware of it. It's like you have total belief and a knowing that you already have this t-shirt, right? Because there's no resistance there with the t-shirt, right? You're not paying it any money that kind of way, if you get where I'm coming from, right? You set the intention, and because like it's not a necessity and you don't really need it, need it for needing it, say, as like compared to like a relationship, or a big set of amount of money, right? Where you will have like those doubts and worries surrounding it like more frequently and more constantly, right? But this just being a t-shirt at random, that you just want to manifest, there's not much negative feelings surrounding it, right? So you're already walking like the man and the woman that already has it, right? You set the intention and you drop it, right? You're not building any resistance around it. Period, right? So yes, it will still manifest, and yes, you still did persisting in that. You already feel that you already have it. You already know that you have it, even if you aren't aware of the persisting or not, right? In that aspect, you're actually persisting and walking like the man and the woman that already has it. You feel me? Right? So you didn't persist in the actual act, as in scripting and affirming, but you persist in the knowing, in the belief, in the feeling, right? And it's not something, and that belief and that knowing, that's not something that you had to work hard on to that's not something that you had to work hard on to build within you, right? It's because what it is surrounding, like the t-shirt is like, it's not, as I said before, it's not a necessity, something that you really want, and something that that you clinging on to build resistance, right? You just set the intention and totally forgot all about it. So it's like you was walking in confidence, knowing for a fact, that it is done, right? But no, in terms of like, as I said, no, we like say like relationships, trying to manifest an ex back, or a specific person, or let's say millions of dollars, or probably a job that you want to manifest, but you might still have a little doubt surrounding it, right? That is why the persistence now in using the tools, can come in very, very handy, right? To try to at least limit those negative beliefs as much as possible, because you want the most dominant feeling, right, to be that of satisfaction, that you are already the man and the woman that already has their desire, right? So you do not have to necessarily believe it, because I've seen people manifest stuff, that they didn't even believe, right? But at first, they didn't believe at first. You know what I mean? But they're persisting in it, right? By they're persisting in it, it actually came about, right? And by it actually coming about now, right? That help build some type of belief. Even if it's not a full belief, it actually still build some type of belief, some type of hope that think anything is still possible, right? So you can't have the belief unless you persist in it. The persisting of the repetition of doing a particular thing, right? Or having a particular thought, having a particular feeling, persisting in that, even if you are not aware of it, right? That leads to the belief, which then leads to a deeper belief, which then leads to knowing. It's always about persistence, consistency. That's why you see like a lot of rich people who may not even know about the law, right? Where they are so rich and maintain their riches and continue to be rich, right? even if they're not really happy with themselves, right? But they know how they get money like every single day, 24/7. It's because of their consistency, right? Persisting in it, right? They have their money set and focus on those millions and those billions and living that luxurious lifestyle, right? And by their persisting in it, where attention goes, energy flows, right? It has no choice but to manifest, whether they are aware of it or not, right? So to manifest anything that you want, doesn't matter what it is, an X, a SB, a particular home, moving out of a country, um, manifesting health, something for a friend, a family member. It doesn't matter what it is, a job, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. Just persist in that affirmation or that scripting, that story that you're telling yourself, that imaginary art, whatever it is, just persist in it. Just continue to persist in it, and it will harden into fact. It has no choice. And while persisting in it too, you can persist in telling yourself a different story about yourself concept, because you could be persisting in something too, right? But like off and on, like you might still have like some type of doubt about it, and you might want to like clear that a bit, because that has to do with like, your self concept. That you probably in your past, like you was this person that used to like always have a lot of worry and doubt, and never thought that you was good enough for something. You can also change that story to be the opposite and persist in that story as well, while still persisting in the goal that you want to achieve, right? And combining both of them, you can never lose. How could you lose? So no matter what, if things doesn't look the way you would like them to look, even though you're persisting in it, like um, you might be seeing the opposite happen to what it is you want to manifest, or it might seem to you that the manifestation is taking longer than you hoped for, right? Whatever, like just don't give up. Just keep persisting in it. I remember Neville Goddard spoke about in a lecture with this lady who wanted to go to Egypt, right? And she had no money whatsoever. And to go to Egypt is expensive, right? She had no money whatsoever. But by her listening to Neville a couple times, she used the law, right? And actually imagining herself being in Egypt. I don't know if she used the visuals or affirmations or scripting, but it doesn't matter the technique, right? As long as you set the intention, and you feel satisfied, right? But she set the intention to go to Egypt, right? And she did manifested it, but it took it took years. It took a couple years before she could actually get to Egypt, right? And within that space of time, there was time where she stopped where she had stopped setting the intention for a while, right? She didn't give up. She just stopped for a while, and there was plenty of times where she wavered too, right? But the main key is that she did not stop. Even though she took a break or whatever, she did not stop. She kept on persisting in that intention that she was in Egypt, right? And even though it took years, a couple years, I'm not sure how many years, but the point is she still did manifested it. So imagine now if she was actually consistent with it, right? And probably like setting the intention like multiple times a day, or just like every single day, but just being persistent with it, right? To at least cancel out like those doubts for the most part. She probably could have manifested it even faster. Who knows? Because every seed has its own appointed hour anyways. But the main key is that she persisted in it and she did not stop. And never got to have many stories of his students who persisted in the act until it hardened into fact. Even though it took a year or several months. You know? With us, we want everything to happen right away. Right? And that's why discipline is very important. You know what I mean? Because everything is not going to happen within days and weeks. Some things takes months or a year. But just be patient and just stay focused on whatever it is. So that relationship you want, that SP you want, that X that you want back, that country that you want to go to, that lavish lifestyle that you want, the money that you want, the lottery wins that you want. Just keep setting the intention, whatever it is that you're doing right now, keep setting that intention and just persist in it. As long as you do not stop. You could take a break. You might have times where you might waver, right? And you're not going to be happy 24/7, right? Or joyful 24/7, 24/7. But as long as you can persist, as you can persist in that intention, right? You are a winner, and you are gonna have it. Any assumption, though false, when persisted in, will harden into fact, and that is the law. I am. Be flawless to God. Send you love, peace, joy, prosperity, and blessings as usual to all you beautiful kings and queens, gods and goddesses, and all you beautiful people. And I just hope this message was of help to you. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to click the notification bell as well. And feel free to like, comment, whatever. Feel free to share my videos if you want. Alright? I just hope this video was of help to you. And send you love and peace once again. And I'm out. And do have a blessed day. And remember, stay persisting. Don't give up.